This video is called Worst Dad on TikTok, and this is by moistcr1tikal, also known as Penguins.
Penguins.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I don't even
Penguins.
know how you would say
Yeah,
that. But
no
yeah,
fucking clue.
moistcr1tikal, we all know the man, the myth, the legend. And when he speaks about things, he stays pretty in the lines about things. And he's not like over dramatic, and he's not like
no, he's very
monotone to a certain
flat.
degree, and just very to
Like,
the point.
I feel like he feels what he feels hard, but it comes across.
He says some pretty witty shit though. Some of his insults are pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
But you're a fan of the TikTok. You TikTok a decent amount.
I've had to set, parameters,
TikTok boundaries.
some boundaries, because if I could, my brain would just be like TikTok, and it's not good.
Yeah.
But I can imagine the worst dad on TikTok, because there's some pretty shitty people on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw a terrible one on YouTube the other day, and I was just like, oh. Not only was he a bad father, but he was the police wielding his might.
That sounds
not good. But anyway, he's saying that this guy's a scumbag. Let's see what the deal is with this.
For a long time, I've mentioned that parents of famous children, whether it be child actors or TikTok stars, YouTubers, whatever, are usually just some of the worst parents on the planet. Just straight up awful. You just hear time and time again about how these parents lead their kids down destructive paths in order to capitalize on their fame. A great example of this is recently from Jeanette McCurdy, who played Sam in iCarly. She released a memoir called I'm Glad My Mom Died, and in it she documents a history of abuse from her mother. As well as Nickelodeon, she talks about some awful shit Nickelodeon did to her, and her mom's response to it was things like, "That's just the price of showbiz. You gotta shake it off. This is what it means to be famous. All the girls would love to be in the position you're in. Don't be so ungrateful." Just horrible things. The mom was well aware of everything that Nickelodeon was doing to her daughter and didn't care. In fact, even piled it on by calling her names and doing other horrible shit. So she just sounds like Shao Kahn. And I know a lot of people were upset with the title of the book. It's kind of aggressive. I'm Glad My Mom Died. Not exactly a Dr. Seuss book title. But I think most people would be somewhat relieved when the boogeyman in their life passes. So I understand where the name is coming from after reading some of it. I haven't finished it, but it's really interesting and very fucking sad. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it ties into a topic that I want to talk about today that I just learned about. I'm sure all of you have heard of the name Addison Rays by now. She's one of the biggest stars on TikTok, and she's gotten so famous that it extends well beyond TikTok. So even if you're not big on the platform like me, you still at least know her name. Well, her dad is a fucking weirdo, and he has torn apart their family for the sake of his own clout chasing.
Can I get a
That's someone's father. That's a 46-year-old man posting some fine, distilled, twice folded over, double caked up cringe on Maine. This is Addison Rays' dad. And he, of course, did what every other TikTok parent does. He made his own account. He has like 5.4 million followers.
God.
And he threw away his entire family in order to try and make money off of his daughter's name and become famous himself. But not only that, he used his pseudo-celebrity status of being the parent of a famous person to allegedly flirt with 19 and 20-year-olds.
No, good.
He even was having a 5-month affair here with a girl that's less than half his age. He allegedly cheated on his wife multiple times, and they eventually got a divorce. He also has 2 other sons, which I can't imagine how awful this situation must be for the whole family, but them in particular, since they're still super young and obviously in tune with social media, they're seeing all of the unhinged, wild shit their father's doing, and it has to be soul-crushing. I feel so terrible for the entire family, and it's gotten so bad they've sounded the DEFCON alert system. Almost every TikTok influencer in the space has told at least one story about Monty Lopez being creepy to them. They need like a restraining order or something where Monty Lopez can't be within 5 miles of a TikTok influencer because he sniffs this shit out like a goddamn animal. He's got like a spidey sense for it. He just gets this tingle and shows up to every TikTok party imaginable by himself. He doesn't go with Addison Rays or anything. He goes solo. which already is a giant red flag. There's nothing wrong with TikTok stars' parents being involved in their life or even in their videos. Like, Addison Rae made a ton of videos with her mom and dad and brothers, and that's totally fine, wholesome, whatever. But it gets to a point where it's uncomfortable when the dad is just going to all these parties by himself without the actual star of the family there. Because now he's got it in his disillusioned, brainwashed mind that he's the star. So he goes there and allegedly hits on the 19 and 20-year-old influencers there. And everyone's uncomfortable. There's a ton of videos of him at these parties, like one where he's handing out roses to some of the girls there. There's a lot of footage that makes it just seem like Bigfoot sightings. They'll like circle in a red circle, like Monty Lopez in the background, like being weird with a TikToker. It's so weird. It's like found footage, you know, but it's not blurry. It's fucking caught in 4K being creepy. He also starts beef with these young women. Like, he started shitting on Tana Mojo. I'm not going to bring up any of these clips because the clips themselves aren't very entertaining or interesting. It's the story itself that's interesting and sad. So he posted a TikTok saying, do you think Tana Mojo's fucked more than 300 dudes or less than 300 dudes? To which Tana responds by showing a ton of receipts about him trying to, like, hook up with her or, like, trying to connect with her, as well as telling stories about how unbelievably weird he is to all the other TikTok stars. There's also a video of him FaceTiming a 19-year-old, like, really late at night in the car. It's just very yucky stuff. And this is just another perfect example of how awful a lot of parents are for child stars. Because I think a lot of them, like Monty Lopez, treat their children as props for their own success.
Yeah.
So Addison Rae gets super famous. Monty Lopez weasels his way into some of the videos, makes his own social media accounts, which get popular because he's the dad of one of the biggest stars on the platform, and now it's gone to his head. He wiped his ass with his whole family, divorced his wife, and now just tries to fuck young women and try and become a wealthy TikTok star himself. Just another tragic story of a child star whose dad is absolute vile filth. There's nothing that Addison Rae's mother's done that I found that's distasteful or bad or anything like that. I want to make it clear. It's not her whole family. It's just her dad. But the topic itself that I'm focusing on is just how awful a lot of these parents can be. In this case, the parent is Monty. From everything I've seen, Addison Rae's mom hasn't done anything wrong or anything. She seems very wholesome. And in fact, the reason why Monty Lopez wants to fight Young Gravy is because Young Gravy has been very public about wanting to be with Addison Rae's mom, Sherry.
Oh!
Sherry's even teased back about them going on, like, dates and shit. So Young Gravy might fuck Addison Rae's mom, and it makes Monty Lopez uncomfortable. I don't know the whole lore behind all that, but Monty Lopez sucks. Just another sad case of a shitty parent using their kids to further their own agenda no matter what the cost. Also, big shout out to Monty. I'd like to add one more thing to this. This fucking parasite claims videos that show clips of him embarrassing himself. His whole TikTok page is just his worst moments as a human being displayed. This guy has no self-awareness. Every single video he posts on there is a video that any sane person would want deleted and scrubbed from the internet forever. Yet he proudly posts. And I can't show any of them because he claims the videos where people are insulting him for it. So this absolute insufferable douchebag anus still has the audacity to try and somehow fight for his public reputation despite doing everything possible to sink to the lowest depths of hell to be the giant scumbag. He blows my mind. He's all about, like, the grind in money, so he takes the absolute most revolting approaches to it by copyright claiming videos that use some of his clips to try and take the ad revenue from it or whatever.
Wow.
It's so wild to me. I was reading a bit about it, and just when I thought he couldn't get any worse, I learned that he was copyright claiming shit. A YouTuber named Dumpy even mentioned that he had to pitch up some of the videos because Monty kept claiming it. It's fucking silly. This guy is just an absolute massive clown, and I feel so sorry for his entire family. I can't imagine he was a great father growing up, and he's only getting worse. Of course, I'm making a giant assumption. Maybe he was a fine father figure who got corrupted once his family or once his daughter got famous. I couldn't tell you, but this guy sucks. He's weird, creepy, and what he's done to his family is unforgivable. That's really about it. So yeah.
Dude.
So, like, I've heard of the name Addison Ray. I don't follow her up. I don't think I've ever seen one of her videos. But that is ultimate
Now
cringe.
I have something in my eye. Damn it.
You got it?
Yeah, I think.
No, yeah, I saw you.
Okay. Fuck, dude. What would you do if you had to deal with something
Guess
like
what?
this?
I wouldn't, like, my parents would, my mom would be like, one, never put me on camera. And my dad would be like, well, let me show you videos on how to fix a car. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
If anything were to be posted from your parents that would be bad, it would be unintentional.
yeah, like, they would just be being goobers.
I will have to point out here, I'm going to bring this back up, this unbelievable Pokemon collection. There's some beautiful stuff here, and I see the Team Rocket. Mm-hmm. That's the Team Rocket edition booster box there, and I think that might be a Gym Heroes booster box there, and I think that's a Neo Destiny one there. Anyway, nerding out for just a second.
Are you nerding out, or are you just being jealous?
I'm not being jealous because I've got all those too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's fucking dope. I was just thinking, like, I've literally got all of the...
Anyway, what the video was about.
I just don't get why you would want to blow your family structure up like that over something that is going to be so fleeting. Here's the thing. You know, like with our relationship, I know that we have 7 years of a history, and we've built our relationship.
We only have 7 years left.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how long.
Knock on wood.
I don't know how long.
Fuck. I fucked all that up.
I don't know how long we have left in general, because nobody does.
Yeah.
But the value of what we have would supersede like $1 million made on TikTok, and that lasts for like 2 years, maybe.
Well, I don't even think it was just fame. I think it's like he thinks he can be one, he just sounds like a douche. So I don't think he cares that he blows his family up. I don't think. Yeah, he's like, I can get money, hustle, grind, thing, do, and look at me and 19-year-old ass.
Instead of Gary V, he's like Gary HIV. He's like Gary STD.
Fuck. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really sad when people like that have children. Like Moist said, maybe he was a great father all along. And then whenever she became famous and he saw how much money and all of this, like, he became greedy, which I don't think that's how humans work.
He went from Jersey Shore to Jersey Cold Sore.
Oh my God. Okay. So then he was just like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna be like super greedy. I don't know. It's fucking weird.
It's fucking weird. And I just feel like a lot of times, unfortunately, whenever you see people who have like infinite funds, all of a sudden you see their true colors.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like, oh yeah, we're this wholesome family, and then he's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, now that I'm paid,
and then he's
famous,
like going to these parties, which, you know, whatever. Let's just say, like, that's not even the worst part of it. Then he's like being a creep, and then because some girl's like, no, I'm not gonna fucking sleep with you. This is what gets me about certain people in the world. I won't even group it because it is just certain people.
Yeah, it's men, women, whatever.
They're just like, oh, I'm so interested in you. Oh, you're just so great. Like, let me DM you all the time. And then it's like, oh, I'm not going to get what I want from you.
The moment that you decide you don't want to sleep with them, yeah.
Yeah, so she must have been like, I'm not going to fuck you. And then he was like, oh, do you think that she slept with this many people? It's like, you're trying to be one of them.
You're trying to be
what
one
are you talking about? You're just mad because you're not included. Like, that just makes that really grinds my gears.
Well, yeah, it's really annoying, but
I'm glad I will never, ever, 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 ever have to deal with anything like that.
Right. And, you know, Moist Critical, he's going to bring it to you straight up. Yeah. That's kind of the way that he put it. And I agree with him on what he was saying. It is disgusting and weird, and just like, man, it would be weird if he was even acting like that to people his own age, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I really just feel bad for the girl, the daughter.
Yeah.
Because, like, even if she's, like, super, super famous, that makes it worse because then everybody gets to see.
Right.
You know?
You got to think that there's some kind of, like, you know, guilt associated with, well, I got this famous and I caused this to happen kind of thing.
Fuck no. Her dad was just a dick.
But it's just like, for some reason, I know it is with me, and I've heard a lot of people speak about it. Whenever stuff like that happens, even when kids have, like, their parents getting divorced, they'll blame themselves for it, you know?
That's true.
So, I mean, it's a shitty situation all the way around.
You can't be like, oh, no, I made my dad want to sleep with people who just turned 18.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah.
No.
Even when I was like 24, 25, and I dated a girl that was 19 for like a few months.
Yeah.
It just, and I was 25. I couldn't imagine this guy's in his 50s, like double that.
There's a whole stat that I could get into that I'm not going to because it'll just make me angry.
No, listen.
It makes sense.
For the physicality of it, yes, I get that. But at the core of any like actual relationship or any actual feeling,
yeah, I don't think he
with
cares
somebody,
about that. Obviously, because he flushed his marriage down the drain.
That's true.
And
I
said,
don't know.
Kids, I don't give a shit.
But I mean, even like you know, you have these situations where somebody becomes famous, or they just get a lot of money, or me myself with some of my personal friends, I know people who have been afforded a lifestyle to where they can just be playboys and be out there just with mad amounts of women and like the nicest looking women you could ever imagine, and they even get to a point where it's just like, dude, this is so hollow. This is so
unfulfilling.
Yeah, it's just so bullshit that, like, you would think in your 50s you would have already
he had been married for how long? So maybe he was just like bored of whatever he was doing, literally.
Yeah,
so,
well,
who knows?
I don't know. Anyway,
we never have to think about this dude ever again in our entire life.
Again, and hopefully you won't have to either after this. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to Old Penguins. He's the man, you know, Moist Critical. I'm subscribed to him. I'm also going to like this video. You should as well. It'll be down in the description. And if you enjoyed our reaction to it, you could give us a like. You could subscribe to the channel. You can even give us recommendations for videos you want to see.
You can even do the down thumbs. We ain't even going to see that anymore.
It's not true. We will. You can still see it when you go and check.
Yeah, but I'm not going to look for it, so it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't really.
Do you really go look?
No, I don't give a shit. But
yeah, so if you're interested in seeing our take on something for whatever reason, you can put that down in the comments below. You can put that on our lovely Discord, or if you are a patron on our Patreon, you could leave it in the comments there or send us a message.
You could also check us out on live streams if you like those. Every Monday and Thursday evening at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. You never know what we're going to be doing because we just do whatever
because we don't even know what we're going to be doing.
Also, we live stream like we are right now when we do these reactions on Twitch. You can check us out every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But for this video, I think that's going to do it.
See you guys.
See ya.